So, Julie, this film is a beautiful, beautiful film. It took 2.5 years to make. How do you stay motivated through that long process?
It's actually fairly short for documentaries, so that felt like it flew by. There's so many different stages, and so we had a lot of things that we were doing at the beginning, which was really finding the story, and then we had all the animation, which took about a year to work on, and the editing, which took a year. So we were filming and editing at the same time. We were working on getting the rights to the Disney clips.
I was going to ask about the rights. So, you feature Disney characters in this film. As a documentary producer, how did you navigate that, and what would be useful for other producers to know?
Yeah, I mean, we had kind of a wonderful thing happen, very fortuitous, which is that Carrie Putnam, who's the head of the Sundance Institute, introduced us to Sean Bailey, who's president of Disney Productions and who is a trustee at Sundance. So we, from the beginning, had somebody there who was really helping us and championing us and kind of walking us through the process, which was invaluable.
Is there anything like a nugget or two that a producer who's looking to do something similar with a project that you'd recommend them knowing about?
Yeah, I think you have to be really specific about what you are doing. For us, we wanted to use a lot of Disney clips, and so what we did is we had a presentation that we put together of a couple of scenes so that it was really clear how we were going to be using that, it was so integral to this story, for Owen's story, and so that was really, I think, a big important part. And the other thing is the communication. I mean, we stayed in communication throughout the entire process. And so when it came time to actually have it looked at and make sure that we could license the footage, we had that ability to move that along really quickly because of the way we communicated.
It wasn't a surprise for them.
None of it was a surprise, yeah. We may have over-communicated, yeah.
What's been the biggest surprise of this film for you?
I guess the biggest surprise is not surprise necessarily, but kind of gratification of doing this film is really the response that audiences have, both from the side of like young people who are typical developing young kids who really relate to Owen, really connect with Owen, and hopefully that kind of goes to a larger world where they no longer look at someone who's on the spectrum as the other. And then kids who are on the spectrum who feel like suddenly their story has been told for the first time because we really worked on telling that story through Owen's point of view.
And when you are trying to tell a story through someone else's point of view with the doc, what on set do you sort of what kind of atmosphere do you try to create on set?
Well, often with the film, we would just have very, very, very tiny crew because, and Owen actually doesn't really care or pay attention to the camera. He's a perfect documentary subject because he's just like, I'm doing my thing, like you're doing what you're doing, I'm doing. We had a terrific cameraman, Tom Bergman, who is incredibly sensitive and who Owen felt really comfortable with, which was really important. And the other thing is that we set up an Interrotron shoot so that when Owen was talking to the camera, when we had that kind of head-on shot, he was looking at Roger on the screen, or he was looking at clips from Disney movies on the screen, so it was something that felt very comfortable for him.
Well, thank you so much for coming to talk to the PGA. Congratulations, and have a wonderful time tonight.
Thanks.